Hello everyone! Welcome to Knit and Chat with Maria. I'm Maria and it is November 8th, 2018 and I am filming from Asheville, North Carolina where the leaves have fallen off the trees and are ready to be blown away. So hopefully a big wind will come and whoosh them away. It's probably going to be me and my family raking them up and blowing them. Anyway, it's welcome to my show. This is the first of what I hope will be a weekly installment. And a little bit about me. I've been knitting for 30 years. Took my first class when I was at college in upstate New York. I went to St. Lawrence University. Go Saints, great hockey team. Great everything. And then moved to New York, did a few things there. One of them was certified and became a high school biology and chemistry teacher. Some of the best years of my life. Did that about 10 years. Still in contact with a lot of those students, which is just a wonderful thing. And then we moved to North Carolina and started having our family. So I have two children that are older. I certified after they grew up, I certified to be a life coach. So I do that now part-time as well as knitwear design for some of the larger companies. So anyways, that's a little bit about me. I'm glad you're here. Keep me company. Please comment below. Like the video, share it. I would love for you to share it, and I would love your constructive criticism as well, because this is something I really hope to be successful at. And anyways, here I am. So first thing I want to share with you is a new find. This comes by way of my daughter, Emily. This lovely child right here. Come on. Is she not the cutest? That's her dog, Clark. He's trouble. Anyway, she is an editor for several magazines. She just graduated from UNC Asheville, and she's an editor for several magazines. And she gets the opportunity to try out lots of things. Well, she gifted her mommy this box of loveliness. It says Blueprint on it. You just kind of see the little logos and stuff. Okay, so I was totally blown away by this, y'all. I've been knitting for a long time. This amazed me. You open the box, and the first thing you find is a welcome letter. Okay, so then this. What is this? This is pattern for 3 accessories. A hat, some fingerless gloves, and a cowl. I've already made the cowl. And I've also finished the hat somewhere around here. But so you open the box. This is the first thing you see. You get complete patterns in color, very detailed, very well done. Next thing you find in the box is the fiber. All the fiber you need to make every single project that they've sent you a pattern for. Okay? I'll give you an idea. Here's one of them that I made. That was the hat. My daughter has the waffle stitch cowl, but okay, so you get all that, right? Right there. Pattern, the yarn. Here's the fabulous part. This. Okay, you get this little, right? You open it up. Can't even believe this. Are you kidding me? Every needle size, notion, even a little pair of pointless scissors to make the 3 projects that they have sent you. So this is my wonderful new find, thanks to my daughter. It's not just a box of knitting though. You go on to blueprint.com, and it's BLU print.com, and you can, for $9.99 a month, you can sign up to take any of the classes they have there. So they have knitting, crochet, cake decorating, architecture, drawing, painting, sculpting, quilting, any photography, any creative adventure that you've been wanting to learn to do in short videos, where an expert in the area teaches you how to do that. So even me, who's been knitting for 30 years, this box, okay, this thrills me to come to my door. All right, you have to pay separately for the box of goodies. For $9.99 a month, though, if you're not a knitter or you have another creative interest, you can get on their website and you have access to hundreds of videos. You got to check it out. The newest class that I'm now taking, and I've knit for 30 years, so look at this. Bam! This is Miss Babs, Kira, and this is the Milky Way. And what I'm doing is I'm taking a class. It's 12 hours of class from an expert designer, and she's teaching me how to do brioche lace, which I've never done before, which is very exciting. So I have access to this class. I can take anything, color work class. For $9.99 a month, I can do cake decorating. I can start quilting. It's amazing. Right now, they're also offering 50% off craftsy.com if you get a membership. So that's a really big bonus. So you can get any of the yarns, notions, project bags, any of those things that you find on Craftsy are 50% off through December 31st, I think. So, okay, so that's that. Thank you, Emily, for that wonderful new find. It was great. Now I want to show you what I've been working on. All right, this glorious thing. This is the Beehive Cardigan by Marie Green. I did the knit along with her. I think it was over the summer. Yeah, it was probably in the early summer. It's a top-down cardigan. It's a great pattern, right? It's a great pattern. It's easy. It's like a 4-row repeat. I short sleeve mine because I do a lot of short sleeves now because I live in North Carolina and not New York anymore. So I have a closet full of woolens that I love, but I just don't get to wear them very much. So this is a Marie Green. This is the Beehive. She has a cowl, but this is the cardigan, obviously. And she has a Facebook page. You should check her out. It was a really fun knit along to do. A lot of good people in that group. And she does them regularly. And she also has a Friday night gathering from 4 to 6 or 4 to 5 where she talks live to people about knitting and all sorts of things. So this yarn, look at this. Oh my gosh, can you even? Come on. This yarn is from Color Pearl on Etsy. It's a blend of silk and merino, so it's soft, has great drape, great to knit with, didn't split or anything. Color fast because I blocked this. And this colorway is espresso, but it doesn't look like espresso, does it? Let's see. She dyed it for me based on a color that I like called espresso, but then it came out all wonderfully purple. And so she asked me if I still wanted it. I'm like, absolutely. So anyways, that's the first thing that is off my needles from this summer. By Marie Green. It's the Beehive Cardigan. Okay. Second thing off my needles is a big one. I know a lot of people have done this. It was very fun to do. Top-down cardigan. No, top-down pullover. Guess what this is? I'm sure there's some of you that recognize this right off. This is the Sunset Highway pullover by Caitlin Hunter. Really fun to knit and fingering weight yarn. This yarn comes from Ritual Dyes in Oregon. And I got a little board at the bottom, so I kind of was doing my own thing down there. That's what happens a lot of times. I just simply get bored and start doing my own thing. I'm probably the same thing you guys do. But you can tell when you look at it closely that it is Sunset Highway. And I short sleeved it, again, North Carolina weather. And but I did a lot of subtle, very subtle color choices, so they don't look as striking as some of the ones you see for the Sunset Highway pictures on Ravelry. Caitlin Hunter design, lovely. Ritual Dyes yarn, soft. It's fingering weight, so you know it takes a bit of time, but there it is, front and back. I just love it. I got a lot of wear out of this, and we'll continue to. Last thing off my needles, I've been pretty busy with the sweaters. I've done a few little projects in between, but last thing off my needles is this yarn is amazing. I've knit with lots of stuff. Cashmere, lots of different fibers. This is an indie dyer. She's out of Boise, Idaho. Her name's Chelsea, and the company is Acid Veil Dye Works. All right, let me show you. First of all, I just got to show you the colors. Because, come on. What? Look at this. Excuse me. This is her Merino Yak blend. It's a DK weight yarn. It's got a little shimmer to it, as you can see, a little bit. This is Rock Candy Mountain, which fades into, look at that, Copper Wing, which fades into Moldavite. And this, you recognize this pattern, I'm sure. This is Andrea Mowry's pattern. It is Comfort Fade Cardi. I'll just slip this on. Oh, I have a little end I gotta tie in there. Okay, so there you go. Modeled. I didn't fade the collar, as I love Rock Candy. I love this color so much. Rock Candy Mountain. So there it is. And you can kind of see how it finishes and goes down. Acid Veil Dye Works. You got to check her out. She's on Instagram. She has her own website. I have ordered hundreds of dollars worth of yarn from her and have not been disappointed. Whether it's the fingering weight, DK weight, worsted weight, all of her colors are super wonderful and saturated and beautiful. So check her out. Acid Veil Dye Works. So that is the third thing, the last thing, big thing that is off my needles. This is just wonderful. This will get me a lot of use this winter, so I'm happy about that. So next segment, as I've told you, I am a certified life coach. So I see clients part-time doing that, and different from a therapist, I start with where people are right now and move forward from that point. I don't delve into the stuff that's happened in the background, like the person's history, like a therapist would. But we start from here. So I can do marriage counseling, relationship counseling, job transitions, people that are going through any transition, separation, divorce, job changes, career changes. So any of that, I'm certified as a life coach to do that. So I wanted to include just a little chat in this knitting podcast. So my chat is, there's two camps of knitters. There's the knitters that are monogamous and they just knit one thing from beginning to end. Then they pick up the next thing, beginning to end. Next thing, beginning to end. They don't do any projects in between, just one. And then there's people like me that I feel my creative process is somehow stunted if I don't have 2 or 3, 4 things on the needles. Lots of times I'll just go back in my craft studio and pull out some yarn and start working it to see how it works up. I don't have a particular pattern in mind, but I do have many projects on the needles, and so there's these two camps. You're either working on one project or you're working on many. The problem is that I find there's people that want to be working on a couple projects but don't because, I don't know, they feel so committed to the process, but then as they're knitting the sweater, the hat, the scarf, the shawl, whatever, they don't like it as they're knitting it. So then they feel like they have to finish it. That's not good. That's not good for knitting. That's not good for your brain or your creative process. This is supposed to be a hobby and fun. So if you are a one kind of project, beginning to end person, and you don't like the project, go on to Ravelry, go on their search engine, pick out your yarn on the search engine, whatever yarn you have, the amount of yarn you have, click the button and you'll pull up probably thousands of patterns. You can narrow it down to you want a scarf, a shawl, or whatever you want. A button-down sweater, a pullover, mittens, whatever you want. And then they have a little great feature that's the free button. So you press that, and then you get all these patterns that come up free. What I'm saying to you is don't feel stuck with a pattern. A lot of yarn festivals going on right now. And Rhinebeck just got done, SAF just got done. But people will go, they'll buy the project, and then they feel like they have to knit it like that way from beginning to end. And it's frustrating because they don't like the yarn or they don't like the pattern, they don't understand the pattern. So what I say to you is knitting's wonderful. It's a hobby. If you don't want to have 2 or 3 things on the needles, then it's fine. Don't have 2 or 3 things on the needles. Maybe you're not that kind of a person that you need to focus on one thing at a time. But if you're focusing on that one thing and you don't like it and you struggle, it's not worth it. Okay? Find another pattern. It's okay. You're not a failure. A lot of people think they're a failure. So that is my little talk segment, little chat part of Knit and Chat with Maria. So comment below if you'd like. And so on to the next part, which is the last segment. It's called What's in My Basket. I'm going to try to keep these videos to 20 minutes because I know you're busy and you don't want to see me for more than 20 minutes. So what's in my basket? Okay. Here's my knitting basket, this lovely thing. It's wonderful. It's very colorful. Right now, it's got a nice leather. It's heavy. Strap on the top. Okay. What's in my basket? It's heavy because of this. This is a great book. It just came out. I got it at Barnes & Noble. I'm sure you can find it on Amazon and lots of places. It's 100 most popular patterns that Interweave Knits has put out in the past, I don't even know how many years, but in the past years. It's broken down into sections. It's very beautifully photographed. Here's all the sections in the table of contents, from hats and socks, scarves, cowls, shawls and wraps, cardigans, pullovers, and tanks and tees. It's wonderful. There is not a pattern in this book that I wouldn't do. In fact, I'm doing one already. There's all the hats, right? So, I mean, you get the idea. This Potter's shawl, come on. And then there's a whole section of cardigans. I mean, it's like page after page after page. All different styles. They're wonderful. This is what's in my knitting basket right now. That's why it's so heavy. I got this at Barnes & Noble. I think it was less than $30. Yeah, no, sorry, $45. But anyways, check it out. I love collecting knitting books. I usually knit from them. There's a couple pullovers in here. As a matter of fact, I just opened one of them. This is a pullover that I want to do. So anyways, check it out. It's a great book. Great patterns. Just came out, I believe. What else is in my basket, you ask? Okay, well, remember I was talking to you about the wonderful Acid Veil Dye Works yarn fiber that I got from Chelsea? Well, here's more. Okay. So, I know it's backwards to you, but it's Acid Veil Dye Works. This is for the Joji Locatelli starting point shawl. And Chelsea put this colorway together for me. And this is her Delight Silky Cashmerino sock base, which is, oh, I don't think I've even opened this up yet. Sorry about all the cracklies. I'm going to try to do it real fast. Okay. This, what is this? Okay. Hello. This is her, ta-da. That's the name of her studio. This is Tender Hearts Club, is the colorway. I apologize, it's all backwards. There's the label. And it is 75% superwash merino, 15% cashmere, and 10% silk. And this is 400 yards, and I believe it's, not sure of the price. It's somewhere between $25 and $30. Wonderfully squishy, beautifully dyed. I mean, come on. Look at this. Can you even? All right. That's also in my basket. I always have something of Chelsea's in my basket. My next favorite fiber that I found is this. You're probably familiar with this too. Primrose. Primrose Yarn Company. And she's also, oh, she has a wonderful website with, I can't believe the number of colors she has. This is her base that is Aries, which is a 3-ply Aran weight. 3-ply Aran weight superwash merino. This is 300 yards. This is heavy. I mean, this is substantial. Well, it's Aran weight. And this is in her charcoal and glitter colorway. So I have maybe 10 skeins of this. And I've ordered a lot of yarn from Chelsea Fibers or from Essville Dye Works and Primrose Yarn. They seem to be my favorites right now. So you got to check this website out just to go look at the variations of colors that she has and the names she has on the colorways. It's fabulous. Just fun and eclectic and beautiful colors. Just look at this. Charcoal and glitter. Come on. That is just so pretty and squishy. Because we want the squishy, right? We love the squishy. So that is my second, I guess we would call that a fiber find. Okay, so we're at 21 minutes. I must leave you now. And I hope you have a good day. Thanks for dropping in. Please press the like button. I think it's down there. Leave me your comments. And you can find me on Ravelry as Magenta Sunrise, all one word, Magenta Sunrise. You can also find me on Instagram as Maria Knits _a lot. So you'll find me on Instagram there. And that's it. Cheers to you, my friend. Happy knitting. And until we meet again, behave yourself.